Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am answering a question about hunger cues and extreme hunger at normal body weights during HA and some other questions coming right up. So let's start with Caitlin. So she asks, can extreme hunger happen during HA recovery even if you were never underweight and never had the A word? The lowest I was 50 kilos. Now I'm up to 55.7 kilos, still no period. I try to eat a normal breakfast, lunch and dinner, but I don't feel satisfied after meals and I eat a lot of snacks. Could this be happening because I might not have reached my set point weight? Or could this all just be emotional eating? I worry that all of this won't ever end and I just want to eat normally and intuitively and have my period. I hope my question makes sense. Thanks for your time. Good question, Caitlin. A couple things happening. Absolutely. I don't know how tall you are, but like absolutely you could just still need more food. If you had HA for a really long time, regardless of whether or not you had an ED or something, coming back into a place of replenishment is a big ask. So the hunger could be pushing for calories, can be pushing for safety, can be trying to push your body weight up. If you don't have enough body fat, you can't produce certain sex hormones. So there's all kinds of possible agendas that your body has behind making you pursue this goal. Trust in it. Don't be afraid of it. Enjoy it, because it won't be forever. I don't know how long this has been going on for you. I think you're just going to need to trust in it. And I think you know if it's because you're, what did you say here? Emotional eating. You feeling a lot of emotions? I mean, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for me to know. But in the context of recovery, depending on how long you've been going through it, how tall you are versus your weight, like if you're between 5'3" and above, then you are probably still too small, you know? So definitely matters. Feel free to provide more context and I can answer in more detail. Okay, next question. Mary. Hi Danny, I'm sorry for my long text, but I'm really hoping you can give me your advice. I am 33 and I'm trying to conceive. I have a long history of disordered eating habits and I also experienced HA during my teenage years. I'm not sure how long I had it because I went on the pill and stayed on it for approximately 10 years. After coming off the pill 2 years ago, my period returned after 3 months, but was light. It was 3 days and I only had 1 day with actual blood flow. My last few cycles also started with spotting, 5 days before my actual period came. Thanks to your channel, I realized that my weird periods might be due to my eating habits. I've always been restricting food one way or the other. I was also vegan for 5 years, but not anymore. So I started implementing changes like having breakfast and eating and resting more. I also started to track my BBT. I was able to confirm ovulation on day 13. However, my temps are on the lower side, averaging 36.2 pre-ovulatory and 32.7 post-ovulatory. I think, so not due to user error. I think that you might mean like 37.2 post-ovulatory. If you were 32.7, I'd be checking if you were alive. Okay. And I'm sure I'm doing it correctly. I'm now on day 10 of my luteal phase, but noticed some spotting today. My question is this. How long after implementing these lifestyle changes can I expect my temperatures to rise to normal levels? And is pregnancy even possible with low temps? After all, ovulation was confirmed. I'm uncertain if I should wait for my temperatures to rise before trying to conceive, but I also don't want to waste time. What do you think? For your reference, I am 153 centimeters tall at 50 kilos. You guys know I love height weights. I just love height weights because it just like puts you in the room with me. Face to face, here's what I'm looking at. Thank you so much for your wonderful videos. I'm addicted. Oh, Much love from Sydney in DY. Okay, I was not from DY. I am from Sydney. I was from, or I am from, the Illawarra area, specifically PCOS. I grew up in PCOS. So if anyone out here is listening from the Hurstville area, hit me up. So, okay, Mary. This is a good question. And these are the types of questions that we answer in our menstrual cycle masterminds inside of the HA Society every week. This is just like such a common one. And in truth, like, right, even just this week, I've been looking at some clients where I'm like, it is taking an annoying amount of time for your changes to impact your temperatures. But everyone's a little different and it's a bell curve. But where most people land in the middle of the bell curve is you should see improvements in your temperatures very, very quickly within a matter of weeks. When we start someone on a protocol, we collect their tracking information for the first 2 weeks to then make our decision whether or not we're going to adjust the plan, yes or no. For you, I probably want to be seeing an improvement within 4 to 6 weeks with all of the changes you've been making. If you don't, that's a sign to us that there are other changes, or some of the changes we're making need to be done harder. So I hope that helps answer that question. Your, height to weight ratio is small, but you're not necessarily obviously underweight or anything like that. But, you could be a little bit smaller than necessary for really strong, solid, healthy cycles. Yes, it is possible to get pregnant for people to get pregnant on lower temperatures. After all, ovulation happened. You don't have to have an optimal cycle to get pregnant. It just really helps. But if someone, like one of our clients, isn't getting pregnant, we're going to look at that as a possible factor. If they have low temperatures and they do get pregnant, okay, their thyroid might be working really hard throughout the process. It's not necessarily a neutral fact. If you get pregnant before your body is ready, that's a huge taxer on your body, and a lot of women end up going on thyroid medication during pregnancy. Low basal body temperatures are a sign of a few things, thyroid function being one of them, low thyroid function being one of them. So that's one benefit to making sure that your temperatures improve, but you could also get lab work just to back it up and have a look. So there's that. I hope that this helps. I mean, you're on day 10 of your luteal phase. Sounds like it was almost spotting. You sent me this exactly a month ago to the day I'm recording, so you should be expecting your second period pretty soon. So I would love to hear an update from you, and we will chat soon, Mary. Okay. Love this. I'm gonna email you directly because I want to know what happened. Okay. I have quite a lot of questions from you, Alexis, but you happened to book in with me for a call, and we meet tomorrow at the time of recording this, but I'm going to answer this anyways. Alexis asks, for recovery, should we be swapping out the leanest meats with fattier ones? All of the fitness diet girlies really beat it into your head, the leaner the better. Is the opposite true for HA? Yes. And so Alexis, I know I'm meeting with you tomorrow. You booked a call with us, and you actually had a really high fat diet food log. I love that I have this information about you. But animal protein, I felt like there were some areas where, like, you do eat eggs and sausages and things. There's some areas where I bet your animal fat intake could come up. 100%. It's one of our go-to things is to make that swap, and that's an exact swap that I had to make for my recovery as well. Let's do one more. Nufexid asks, can I bodyweight train 3 times a week and eat like a lot, like bulking, and get my period back? Answer, maybe. Absolutely, that's happened for some people, but I don't recommend it because you keep yourself stuck being like, this is gonna work. I'm just gonna give it 2 more weeks. I'm just gonna give it 2 more weeks. I'm just gonna give it another 3 weeks. Like, this will work. And if you're going to take that approach, just give yourself a timeline to check in and be like, am I being realistic? And track your temperatures, track your mucus, track progress that you're moving in the right direction. Otherwise, you have absolutely no idea if what you're doing is serving you or not. Okay. I'm going to come back to that one. Iona asks, I want to become pregnant very soon. Is it too much to go light walking under 10k steps daily? It distresses me very much and clears my mind. It just all depends on the context. If everything else is in check, there's a possibility that you could take that you could be doing 5,000 steps totally fine. Step counts are somewhat arbitrary, but in general, we like to see our clients falling under 10k steps, mostly because we know it means they're not doing neurotic walking. If you're tracking your steps to try to get to like 9k steps, Danny said I can do under 10k steps, so I'm going to do like 9,500. That's a problem. Whew, let's do one more because I'm just blasting through these. Caitlin again. I feel like I already answered your question last week, but here's another one. I am 18. I have not had regular periods for 3 years. I started counting calories, 16 to 1700 per day, and exercising in 2020. And almost immediately after, I lost it. Throughout those 3 years, at some points, I started eating more and not exercising, and I got it back. But then I restricted again, and I lost it. However, last year, I decided to lose weight again and got to the lowest I've ever been, 50 kilos. Now I think I'm weight restored. I'm 58. That's the highest I know I've ever been. And I have been eating a lot, but my period hasn't come back. I don't know what to do. So I think I talked about this earlier. And if I didn't, it was in last week's episode. If you come out and in and out and in and out and in and out and in of recovery all the time, you're changing your body's adaptation response, and you cannot guarantee that you can just come up on out when you feel like it. Following the same method. This is a lifestyle choice. This is going forward. Recovery is going forward. Recovery isn't when it suits you. So it's not necessarily going to be as easy this time as the other time. You now need to rebuild that trust with your body that the food is coming and the food is consistent. Because it says, Kaylin brings me in and out of the deficit all the time. We're obviously not safe. Food is obviously not in abundance to us. It comes and goes. We're experiencing the potato famine twice a year. It's going to buckle down. It's going to choose a dig in. It's digging in, and you're going to have to give it more in order to recover. Okay. And then, Caitlin, I have a question about the PCOS versus HA thing. I have all the symptoms of HA. Happened when I was restricting calories, over exercising, underweight, etc. And my blood work looks like HA. I haven't had a period in almost 2 years, but I do have weird hair growth, coarse hair under the chin, chest, belly button, and excess hair on arms. I had my testosterone checked though, and it's on the higher end of normal at 70.7, but still within normal range. I also had it checked in the morning, so I don't know if that has something to do with it too. And my LH is pretty low, but my FSH is higher than LH at 5.4. But FSH was tested around a year ago. Okay, so if the LH and the FSH weren't tested at the same time, it's not useful. But if they are, that's better. That's really the only sign of PCOS that I have. My glucose is also normal. I do have some acne, but nothing crazy. I've had no other androgens tested, but I'm looking into getting those checked as well. Yeah, absolutely go get that checked. It's 100% possible to have HA and PCOS at the same time, and it's almost never going to show up on your lab work if you have HA, because the HA is suppressing everything. So more commonly, the HA is going to suppress PCOS into almost normal lab levels. Your LH to FSH ratio, the ratio of your FSH being higher than your LH, it doesn't fully make sense for you because your numbers as well are so low. So they're more HA. LH being 5.04, sorry, LH being 0.67 and FSH being 5.04, that says more HA for sure. So like you're on the right track. While those symptoms suck, I wouldn't worry about it, Caitlin, till you've resolved the HA. If you have it, you have both, because you haven't had a period in 2 years, and these are your lab numbers. So resolve the HA, and then when you can, like when and if you get the PCOS even come, once you resolve the HA, then you can cross that bridge. And that's the only way about it, in my personal opinion. Okay, I hope that this was helpful, guys. If you have a question you want to submit to the show, please do, either via the comments below or send me an email, danny@thehasociety.com. I love it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you're listening on the YouTube, go to the podcast. If you're listening on the podcast, come to the YouTube. There's stuff on both channels that you don't have on each other. And I just want want you guys to be here on all of the platforms. So we'll see you next week, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.